What if I told you that by the time your brain makes a rational decision, another part of your body has already made the choice? I'm not talking about your heart. I'm talking about your gut. Those butterflies in your stomach, that sinking feeling, or that intuitive nudge. What if they aren't just feelings but data? Hard data, sent from a powerful intelligence center you've likely been ignoring. And what if I told you that over 90% of your body's serotonin, the so-called happiness molecule, isn't made in your brain, but right there, in your gut? What if those gut feelings are literally your second brain influencing your first? The science is becoming undeniable. It's true. And understanding this could change everything about how you see your own mind. The second brain. You never knew you had. When you think of your brain, you probably picture the 3-pound organ in your skull. But there's another one. Hidden in the walls of your digestive system is what scientists call the enteric nervous system, or ENS. And it's not small. It's a complex network of over 100 million neurons, more than are in your spinal cord. This is why it's earned the nickname, the second brain. For a long time, we thought this second brain just handled the mechanics of digestion. But that view was incomplete. This system is so complex that it can operate autonomously, controlling gut functions without any input from the brain in your head. It's not just a relay station, it's a command center in its own right. Think of it less like a simple plumbing system and more like a bustling, intelligent network that doesn't just digest your food, but also helps digest the world around you. The serotonin secret. Here's one of the most staggering facts in human biology. Somewhere between 90 and 95% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut. Let that sink in. The neurotransmitter most famously linked to mood and well-being is overwhelmingly a product of your digestive tract, not your head. This production is a team effort. Specialized enterochromaffin cells in your gut lining are the primary factories, but they don't work alone. The trillions of bacteria living in your gut, your microbiome, play a direct role. Certain species can signal to your cells, telling them to ramp up serotonin production by converting tryptophan from foods like turkey and nuts into this powerful molecule. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how does serotonin from my gut affect my brain if it can't cross the blood-brain barrier? That's the brilliant part. It doesn't have to. The gut-derived serotonin activates signals in a private high-speed network that sends messages directly to the brain, influencing its function and your mood. And that network has a name, the vagus nerve. The information superhighway. Imagine a superhighway running directly from your abdomen to your brainstem. That's the vagus nerve. It's the longest cranial nerve in your body, and it's the primary channel for the gut-brain axis, the constant two-way conversation between your two brains. But here's the critical detail. It's not an equal conversation. The vast majority of the traffic on this superhighway, estimated to be as much as 80 to 90%, flows from the gut to the brain. Your gut is constantly sending a flood of information upward. It reports on your immune system, the presence of nutrients, and the balance of your microbial ecosystem. Your brain isn't just the commander-in-chief giving orders. In many ways, it's the intelligence officer receiving field reports and reacting to them. Disrupted signals from the gut, such as those in people with IBS, can be interpreted by the brain as threats, which can directly heighten anxiety. This upward flow of information is the mechanism that can turn a physical state in your gut into an emotional state in your mind. Gut feelings are real science. So let's go back to that gut feeling. It's not a metaphor, it's a biological process. When you face a situation and have an instant intuitive reaction, a sense of yes, this is right, or no, stay away. That's your gut's rapid response system in action. Scientists have discovered specialized neuropod cells in the gut lining. These cells are like sensory taste buds for your intestines. They can instantly detect chemical signals from food or microbes and transmit that information to the vagus nerve in milliseconds. This creates a shortcut. It bypasses the slow, methodical processing of the conscious brain and sends an immediate danger or safety signal directly to the brainstem. It's a survival instinct designed to help us make snap decisions. While your conscious brain is still gathering data, your gut may have already sensed the answer and sent the alert. Stress, anxiety, and your inner ecosystem. The gut-brain connection is never more obvious than when you're stressed. That feeling of your stomach churning when you're nervous is your brain sending stress signals down to the gut. But this is a two-way street. A healthy gut may actually help you manage stress. Your gut microbes can produce compounds like short-chain fatty acids that travel to the brain and can have a calming effect. In animal studies, certain probiotics have been shown to reduce anxiety-like behaviors. In one study, women who consumed a probiotic-rich yogurt for 4 weeks showed altered activity in brain regions that process emotion and sensation when compared to those who didn't. These findings suggest a healthier gut may help the brain stay calmer in response to negative emotional cues. When the gut is unhealthy. If a healthy gut can promote well-being, an unhealthy one can be a source of distress. A state of microbial imbalance, known as dysbiosis, is increasingly being linked to conditions like depression and anxiety. Here's one way it can happen. Your gut microbes are key players in metabolizing tryptophan, the building block for serotonin. When the wrong bacteria dominate, they can divert tryptophan down a different pathway, producing inflammatory compounds instead of the serotonin your body needs. This not only robs you of a crucial mood regulator, but also creates inflammation that can affect the brain. Researchers have also found evidence suggesting that for some long COVID patients, a reduction in gut serotonin, potentially caused by lingering viral particles and inflammation, may be linked to symptoms like brain fog and memory issues. An ominous warning from the gut. Perhaps the most dramatic evidence for the gut's power comes from research into neurodegenerative diseases. For years, Parkinson's disease was considered purely a brain disorder. But a growing mountain of evidence now points to a different origin story. For many, Parkinson's may begin in the gut. The gut-first hypothesis suggests the disease can start when a protein called alpha-synuclein begins to misfold in the gut wall. These toxic clumps may then travel up the vagus nerve, that information superhighway, and into the brain, where they kill dopamine-producing neurons, leading to the classic motor symptoms of Parkinson's. The evidence is compelling. Gastrointestinal issues, particularly constipation, can appear years or even decades before a Parkinson's diagnosis. Furthermore, studies have shown that severing the vagus nerve appears to lower the risk of developing the disease. A 2024 study further strengthened this link, finding that people with damage to the lining of their upper GI tract had a significantly higher risk of developing Parkinson's later in life. The gut isn't just influencing your mood, it may be the starting point for one of our most devastating neurological conditions. The science is clear. Your gut health is your brain health. The choices you make every day, what you eat, how you manage stress, are programming your second brain. And that second brain is influencing everything from your mood today to your brain health decades from now. If you want to learn more about how you can leverage the power of your gut-brain axis to improve your mental and physical well-being, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're just scratching the surface of what this second brain is capable of, and you won't want to miss what's next. We've been taught to see the brain as the sole commander of the body, the seat of our consciousness and identity. But the reality is far more complex and interconnected. There is a second intelligence within you, a powerful and ancient brain in your gut that feels, senses, and communicates. It manufactures the vast majority of your serotonin, speaks to your brain through a private superhighway, and generates the intuitive gut feelings that guide some of our most critical snap decisions. The conversation between your two brains shapes your mood, your resilience to stress, and even your risk for devastating diseases. So the next time you feel butterflies in your stomach or have a hunch you just can't shake, don't dismiss it. Pay attention. It might just be your second brain telling you something your first brain needs to know. You have to learn to trust your gut. It knows more than you think.